Hey guys, good evening and welcome. These are all very welcome Thursday night. Here we are again. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're in the background, just say hi. I can see a few people are in the background. How is everybody doing? Everybody keeping okay? For those of you who are new here, my name is Orla. Every Thursday we do a live just to catch up and check in, make sure everybody's doing okay. Have my glasses. Hey John. On a Saturday we do a shop, and on a Monday we do a vlog. So that's really the extent, and a couple in between. Sharon, darling, you made it, love. Did you get all your kids down? Annie, how are you? How are things down in Melbourne? Are you out of lockdown, or what way is all what's happening down there? Thanks for staying. You're very welcome, sweetheart. It's actually in next week's vlog, John, if you want to have a look. You'll be able to see it on Monday, I think. To get my glasses ready. So how is everybody doing? I see, who was it, Sinead? Was live on TikTok for a while today. I was chatting to her on TikTok. I wasn't chatting to her, I was watching her for a while. And Siobhan, I wonder if there's any words for Siobhan. Siobhan's had COVID, but she's actually been quite bad with it. I don't mean bad with it, but like for someone who's fully vaccinated and stuff, it seems to have hit her hard, you know. Yeah, they're all asleep. Jesus Christ, Sharon, what did you do? Drug them? Benylin original. Spoonful for everybody. Yeah, do you see the nightclubs are reopening? And the live gigs. But in a nightclub you can get up and dance with no mask, but in a live gig you can only stand at your seat and it has to be fully seated. Bit weird. A little breakthrough today. We started opening up today. It's 7 a.m. here. Oh, 7 a.m. Oh my God. 26 degrees. Oh, Annie. Oh, start of your summer. Well, it's like today, it's been quite mild here. It's been rainy on and off, but it's been mild. But today it was like someone turned the thermostat and put, you know, that bitey, a bitterness to the wind. So yeah, that's the way it's going here, Annie. And I'd give my right arm. I haven't felt 26 degrees in a very, very long time. Hi, Mom. Hi, Maxine. So Kerry's not joining me today. Kerry's actually gone out to her friends up in Dublin, and they've gone out for dinner with his mother and stepfather, or soon to be stepfather, I'm not sure. But yeah, so she's really chuffed. She was just messaging me there now, so she's sorry she missed it. It's just the way it coincided with everybody. Good evening, Orla. Good evening, Siobhan. How are you feeling, sweetheart? Are you feeling okay? I haven't seen you online for a while. I was just wondering if you're okay. Sharon's put all her kids to bed with Benylin. It's the only way I can think you can get them all to bed. I suppose now they're all back in school. They're all worn out. So yeah, so how is everybody doing? Anybody got anything planned for this lovely long weekend? I am going up to collect Miss Haley tomorrow. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfy on the chair. I'm going to go collect her. She's actually quite poorly. She has a sinus infection with sore throat. She hasn't been, obviously she's not allowed in school. So, but she's loving Letterkenny. Absolutely loving it. Where she is actually in Letterkenny, now obviously I'm not going to give out her address, but where she is in Letterkenny, it's like a village. It's like a little commuter village outside. And it has like your chemist, your Centra, your like your doctors, it's a little village, and in the middle of the village it has like a triangle, and the bus goes from different sides. But then on a Friday there's a market comes in, and it's a real old-fashioned villagey type feel to it, and she loves it. There's a cattle mart on, I think on a Thursday, and it's very funny because she said, I know when the cattle mart's coming on, Mummy, I can hear the cows and stuff during the night, they bring them. So yeah, no, but she loves it, absolutely loves it. Hayley's always been quite independent, even as a baby. She was always independent, where Carl and Kerry weren't as much. They were more, they'd stick around, where she was just like, no, I'm doing my own thing. Or if she fell, she'd sort of get back up, and you'd say, "Are you okay? Do you need a kiss, a cuddle?" And she'd be like, "No, I'm okay." And she was always that little bit more independent than them all. I think she's also a middle child, and I think that they're just more independent. I suppose it was only 10 months and 2 weeks between her and Carl, so I suppose she had to be more independent. Or maybe I just didn't baby her as much as like I would have babied Kerry being the first and Carl being the last. Something very funny's just happened, and I think it's hilarious. John, who you'll see in the comments, I've been seeing John since sort of August-ish. Can't remember when now. It could be in September. Anyway, around then. But him and Carl played against each other in Apex today on some game. Now it's a game thing. I'm not up with games. But it's, you shoot to kill. It's one of those first player games or whatever they're called. It was like when they were gearing up for it, obviously they don't have each other's numbers or whatever. But it's really funny because they were like, "Why is he afraid to come on and play with me?" And he's going, "Where is he?" And I slap him down. Like, I actually felt like I was in the middle of, two gorillas. Do you ever see the big silverbacks and they start banging their chest? It was like the two of them were doing that. And then they went in and started playing and killing each other. It's like, bloody hate it. But yeah, I'm behind the comments because I'm talking. So yeah, she loves being away from home. So she is really enjoying. Now Hayley has misophonia, which is it can be triggered by certain noises. Siobhan, I was upstairs. I actually nearly missed it. My cheeks are red because I was running up downstairs. I thought it was hilarious, like your son going after, and he was like, "The hell!" Like it was just man. Just thought it was hilarious. Anyway, that was my bit of entertainment for today. So, John, I let him win because I want him to like me. That is bullcrap. He kicked your ass. Oh my God. He actually called John a boomer, which I found hilarious. Yeah, you just want to stay on your Orla's good side. Oh, Siobhan, Ethan, his friend, was listening onto the stream as well, and the two of us were in kinks laughing. It was just funny. And obviously Carl's at home with me and when the two girls were here, like, so he's actually quite mild mannered. I've never seen, like, it was just testosterone. It was just pure testosterone. And I was sitting there going, the fuck? But yeah, funny. It was funny. It's actually, do you ever just have something that just makes you laugh? Like, it was just okay. Fair enough. But yeah, so Hayley's loving, she has misophonia, so certain things trigger her. And because obviously now she's living on her own, she doesn't have to worry about it. And I think the stress of that offer, because obviously we knew what triggered it and we did our best not to trigger it. But it didn't mean it didn't still get triggered. So where at least now when she's on her own, she doesn't have to worry about it. I can hear Carl. It's actually funny because Carl's bedroom's in front. She's often say you can hear him. I can hear him reading John's comments. And him and Ethan, yeah. Anyway, I'm not even going to. But so I think that way the stress is gone off her. Yeah, Hayley stayed with you with Mum for weeks, but she likes that because you sort of have your own clubs and your own thing that you do, and she can do her own thing. She's, as I said, she's exceptionally independent. She always was. Now, in saying that, she can be quite a home bird as well. Like, she's feeling sick this week. Obviously she's poorly this week, and she rings me every morning to tell me that she's up. She rings me during the day because she can't go into college. So she rings me during the day, and then the evening time she's like, I think I'm going to go to bed. And so as much as she's independent, but she likes to know you're there. So I suppose which we all do. I mean, at the end of the day. But she's looking forward to it. I'm actually going up to her tomorrow. I have to go to Tala in the morning for a BER cert, BER cert. I think it's an energy cert you need to get. So I have to go over. I need to sort that out. And then he's coming at 11:30. So then, what you call it? Then I'm going to come back here and, sorry, I can see Discord has come up. I don't know if any of you know about Discord. I think it's some thing that boys or gamers chat on. And I have it on my phone, but it keeps coming up and telling me there's messages coming through. I don't even want to look because I know I can imagine what's coming through. But yeah, so I'm going to come back here. I'm very good. I'm very productive this week. I recorded 4 videos this week. 4 videos. Well, today I was down in John's house waiting for a man to hang blinds, because when I keep saying a blind man, people are like, why are you waiting for a blind man? He was a man to hang blinds because John was in work. I actually recorded 2 videos down there because obviously there was no one there. It was just me. It was nice. And I got another video done the other day, which was nice. It was just, so I'm just trying to get ahead of myself so that there's something constantly coming, because obviously I know I'm going to go down to Mum. I know I'm going to go up to Letterkenny. I know I'm going to do certain things. I just want to have backups there. Can you imagine the scraps the lads will have from now on? Siobhan, I don't know. It's weird and it's funny. Because Carl is so mild-mannered, and to hear him, like, yeah, it's just funny. But yeah, so that's Hayley. So I'm going up to collect Hayley. Now we are going up. I'm going up tomorrow. And going up tomorrow. She wants to go to Asda tomorrow night. She said she needs to get pajamas. And she said because obviously she was sick and she was sweating in her pajamas. She says, Mom, I know I'll wash them and stuff, but she said I'd like to buy a new pair. So I said, okay. So we'll go over and we're going to go to, it's actually funny where she lives. It's 13 minutes to get to Asda, or 22 minutes to get to Tesco's. So it's nearly easier to go back over. Hi, Sinead. I was watching you on TikTok live today. So yes, that's what we're going to do. And then on the way, when I go to bring her back up, we're actually going to do her shop and like a college shop of what she gets. I mean, she's not that she's an odd child, but she likes certain things, and she's very into, like, she loves cooking and stuff. So it is quite interesting what she gets. So we're going to do that on the way back up. I don't know when we're going back up. I don't even know how long she's off for. I know when she comes home, she says to me she has to study because she has her first, they don't call them exams in this college, they call them quizzes, where she's done like the history of the Irish Constitution. History of the Irish Constitution and something else. And they have quizzes, they call them, but they're actually exams. But I think they're just not heavy writing exams. They're more tick the right box, I think. I don't know. So yeah, so that's what's happening tomorrow. As I said, Kerry's gone out tonight. She is on her nights, and she actually is chuffed with herself. They've given her set nights, working set days. I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and every second weekend. So it means every second weekend she nearly has a long weekend off, which is great because, I mean, she is only 22. She has to keep, it's nice for her to have a social life. And as I said, she's gone down to her friends tonight, and they've gone out for dinner, and she's coming back tomorrow. So, and she's actually just, because this new job, she's not as stressed. She goes in, does her work. Actually, one of her friends works on nights as well that she knew from school, who she gets on really well with. So even though they work in different areas, like they arrange that their breaks are together and stuff. And I think that just means so much. And the lady who is in charge, I don't know, is it the nursing director or something? She knew Kerry was doing paramedics. And that's what she'd gone into, was pre-paramedic first in college. And she was like, look, we can renew your certs. We'll help you get what you need to do. And, as a company. And I think what the woman did say to her, she reminds her of another girl who went on to do the same attitude and the same kindness, I suppose, maybe just very similar to her. And I think that did carry the world of good, that the company is actually going, yeah, we'll help you actually, as opposed to the last one where she felt very bullied or very dismissed. So that's nice. The fact that she feels she's being heard and they're actually taking it serious. But yeah, so she knows her wares. Like you say, Siobhan, she's able to get out now. She's able to organise stuff, and they need that. She's only 22, and she spent 2 years of that in bloody lockdown. She has to go and live her life. It's like Hayley. Hayley turned 18, and for her 18th birthday, I think she got handed kind of Heineken and went, happy birthday. Like, it is working out for her. And I kept saying to her, like, it's funny because she'd been told about this job on nights ages ago, while she was still working in the last place. And she was like, no, I'm not going to apply for it because I don't like this sector. And then she took a couple of months off, went down to Mam's, and sort of went, okay, well, maybe I will apply for it. And since she's applied for it and walked in, just everything, like, normally people are moved around different units. They've actually given her set unit. They've given her set days. They've given her, like, everything has just fallen into place. Like you said, Sharon, everything has just fallen into place for her. And it's actually funny because you can see the relief on her. You can see the next time she's on the live, you'll know. She is so happy in herself and so much more. Like, she'll get up and she'll go, I don't want to go into work, I'm tired. Where before she'd be nearly crying going out the door, where now she's going, oh, I don't want to go into work, I'm tired. Well, what are we doing for lunch? Are you making me up a lunch? And it's a whole different attitude. It's like a whole different Kerry has come out. Absolutely. I mean, the change in her is brilliant. Yeah, and the thing is, she wants to do paramedic, and the company, and the thing is, she was saying that she would love to do it. And the course she needs to do for the next course that she needs on is about 2,500. And I was saying to her, look, I haven't got that lying around. But she was like, no, I'll go to work and we'll save up first. And I was like, okay, but this company now, they've come in and gone, tell us the route you need to do. Because they're like, if you get this, if we renew your cert, you can be on this team and you can be on, and they're really showing her the way, how it can work for her to do what she loves. You're a paramedic. Sorry, that just caught my eye. Sorry. Please push Kerry girl. Kerry loves the English language. It's one thing about Kerry. And Hayley actually is funny. The same. She wanted to study English. The two of them are very good. They're very articulate. And I actually put that down to an awful lot of the Spanish, because the Spanish will be closer to the Latin words for things, so they know the bigger words for it. Hiya, Mary. Oh, Mary, you're in under your own name. I only noticed. Excuse me. So it's great. Yeah, she wants to be a paramedic. That was always her dream, to be a paramedic. And she did a pre-paramedic course, and then she went into care. But this company, as I said, that she's with now, are like, they're showing her a way she can do it without having to go to university for years. Like, that there is a way for her to progress, and she's thrilled with it. Like, because she's so far, she's first aid, and then there's other grades above it. I'm sorry, I know I'm showing my ignorance here by not knowing. But she was saying that once they can renew her cert, she'll actually be part of the resuscitation team. And that, Kerry loves that type of stuff. Like, that really just gets Kerry's blood pumping. Like, she loves that type of stuff. So she is going, so she's chuffed. Yeah, Mary, you're off on your anniversary holiday. She got her nails done today, Mary did. It's like, well, to me, it looked like a burgundy red with sparkles in. Absolutely, her nails look fab. Yeah, and I've said it to her. I've said, we've talked about it, and we've said, look, you need to go after because people were talking to her and people were saying, oh, would you not be a nurse? Or would you not be, you'd be great as a nurse. And she was talking to me and she was saying, ma'am, I don't know about being a nurse. And I said, but nurses, care assistants are there now because nurses' work is all paperwork, an awful lot of paperwork. And she was like, I don't want to go down that. Like, Kerry is such a caring, even as a baby, she was such a caring person that you knew from a young age she was going to work with animals, children, or in a care environment, because that was, from a young age, that's what you knew better. Hayley's studying law suits Hayley. Do you know, like that's, you know, everybody has their niche. Hayley will defend you, and if she thinks you're in the right, she'll defend. The law suits her to the T, it suits her. But yeah, that's what she actually was looking at, becoming a paramedic, and I think she was saying to me that she'd love to go to Dubai to do it, like when she qualifies. But that, yeah, she has it, like she has it written down. I'm big into write it down, and we, you know, start manifesting what you want. So yeah, so sorry, I'm waffling away here. So yeah, so Mary is off to Bundoran. Mary, actually, I was up with Hayley the other week, whatever week it was, and I saw the boat bus in Donegal, and I remember one of your profile pictures was you and John on the boat bus. So I saw it, I said I must do that now, maybe in spring when the weather heats up a bit. But today it's like someone turned the thermostat down. Doctor here in Australia, it means, oh wow. She is just, yeah, she will, and I know she'll achieve it. She's only 22. I mean, she's only young, so she's plenty of time. Yeah, Mary, I knew, I saw a picture of it on, it was in her lobby, I think, of where she's staying. And, oh my God. Do you know what, Anne? I think she'll be hounding you for information. But, that's where she was. It's like, my kids are big into traveling, like, so yeah, they've all plans to go around the world. I just said I'd trot after them wherever they went in the world. There'd be nowhere I couldn't get to you, so I said, you trot away and I'll just trot after you. Yeah. So Siobhan, how are you feeling? Sorry, I know I missed earlier on, you were saying about the drugs. You're on tablets. And Sasha, oh my God, poor Sasha. She has her taste and smell back. Do you not have it back yet, Siobhan? I just love your family. Please, if she needs help. Yeah, definitely, Annie, I'll let her know. Like, I mean, she'll probably actually pop in later. As I said, she went out for dinner, and they went out at 9:00. So if not, she'll watch the rerun, and I'll definitely say it to her, because, as I said, she knows what she wants. She does get diverted. She does get sidetracked when people are going, oh, would you not be a nurse? Or would you not try this? And she actually was like, no, I want to be. And in fairness to her, she has stuck to her guns. That's what she wants to be. And, you know, I'm happy for her. I'm happy that she knows what she wants to do, you know. Oh, bless. No, Siobhan. So you've no taste or smell, but you cook, but you don't know how it tastes. So you're just hoping for the best. How did it affect John? Siobhan, did he get it, or what's the story with that? And you were born in Ireland but left when you were a wee one, started school in Ireland. We all get sidetracked. I wanted to be an artist. Got belted for a wooden spoon and told no money in it. Isn't that malarkey? Wow. I know. Do you know what? I think the amount of people who have been, I was listening to a thing that said people change careers every 5 years. Is roughly, or every 5 to 10 years, people can change. It's usually when people change careers. And the amount of people who, like you, want to be an artist, they go off, they're told, no, don't do it, no money, da da da, whatever. They go off, they have their career, and then they start getting near retirement age and they flip back and go, no, actually, I always wanted to be an artist. That's what I'm going to do. And your mom was saying that what you start off with, that people are telling you, no, it's stupid, not that stupid, but no, you'll never make a living out of it, whatever. It's an awful lot of people, either that or they wait till retirement and then flick back into it. And that's their passion. It's been there all the time and it just gets reawakened. No, it didn't hit John at all. Isn't that strange? Isn't that how you can have two people in the house and then the third one just doesn't get it? Like, I find that very strange. And I don't know, maybe it's the way people's constitutions are. But it fascinates me how you can have a house of COVID and then there's one that just doesn't. You know? Actually, funny, myself, Mum and Kerry never got the TB. You know, the TB thing, injection. And I was immune, my mum was immune, and Kerry was immune to TB. Maybe that's why we haven't got COVID. I don't know. The kids didn't get an option; they just got the TB when they're born. Have you worked, Orla? Yes, I have. I have worked numerous jobs, Annie. I have been waitress. I have been housekeeper in a hotel. I have been accounts payable, accounts receivable. I've worked my way up to credit control. I had my own business, 2 of my own businesses, still sort of have my own business going. What else have I done? When I was self-employed, I actually had 290 something women working for me. That was tough going. That was when my kids were babies. I started that job when Carl was 5 months old until I moved to Spain when he was 5 years. And I loved it. But Ireland was going into recession and it was mainly a cash-based business and no, it just wasn't worth the risk. Do art in your spare time. Yeah, you do art, Mammy, and so does your brothers actually. All your brothers, both your brothers do, or is it just Michael? Do art. They're all actually very arty-farty. And just paint, yeah. You went to art college at 60. I'm one of these people, Annie. I turn my hand to anything. I worked in nightclubs when I shouldn't have worked in nightclubs. I worked away from home when I was too young, but I went down. I got to live in a position, and just went to. I used to work events. I used to do 60-hour week. This is when you're young. I keep saying that to my kids. That's when you make your money, when you're young. I used to do 60-hour weeks and get paid, and then go back to school and claim all your tax back. And you weren't really minted, but you felt you were minted at the time. What else did I work at, Mum? I can't remember half of them. I've tried my hand at most things. There isn't many things I haven't tried. I'm one of these people that, not that I make money easy, but if I turn my hand to something, if I need to make money, I can make money without selling pictures of my feet and my head. I know, Siobhan, you're in and out. I remember, oh my God, funny story. I actually remember something. I remember Siobhan working in a taxi company one day. And one day, she used to work for them for years. And I remember ringing her in work and she answered the phone. Flanagan's Funeral Parlour. You stabbed them, we slabbed them. And I couldn't. Oh, I was working in payroll at that time. That's why I did payroll. I was working down the payroll institute. People learning how to do payroll. Yeah. That was funny. I remember that. Credit controller, yeah. Blagged my way into that job. I actually started off as accounts receivable. And then I went to accounts payable. And then the credit controller left. And the fella came down. He was a Northern Ireland fella, the accountant. And I was only in the job. Geez, I must have been only there 3 or 4 months. And he said, you were going to have to advertise for a credit controller, be old debt, sorting out all this, blah, blah, blah. And I was going, I could do that. Give us that job. I can do that. Go on, give us a go. What have you got to lose? Give us a go. give us a go. And eventually he gave me a go, and I actually had a good career in credit control. I moved over to England then, and I worked as credit controller for Ireland, and Northern Ireland and Scotland, for a fake for theatre set design things, where if you had a play going on that you had a lion, being the obvious one, and you needed the fur and you needed the mane and you needed all this, we sold that fabric. And that's I worked in that for years. I worked in chemicals for years, credit controller in chemicals. Again, Ireland, Northern Ireland. I didn't do Scotland, I don't think there. They actually hunted me down from when I was living in England, and the job was based in England. But because I'd moved back to Ireland, they put me in an office in Ireland. A bit bizarre. And when she offered me the job, I was pregnant on Kerry, and I turned down the job. And then she waited till Kerry got to about 6 months old, and then hunted me down in Ireland. Yeah, I turned my hand to anything. Bar selling pictures of my feet. I don't like my feet, so I wouldn't sell pictures of my feet. Lisa G in the house. You have an associate's degree in fine art. You wanted to be an art teacher, and then they took art out of all schools. They don't do art in schools. You worked the Chinese on the counter and in the kitchen and work. Yeah. 25 years in taxis. Siobhan, I remember you doing them, and yeah, it's funny. It's funny I don't remember a whole lot. I'm not the greatest in memory, but there's certain things, and that phrase, I remember the phrase, and every time, when these scam callers come through, I always use it, and I always think of you, Siobhan, and I do be falling around the place laughing. Yeah, they took art out of schools. Is that small kids? I know your schools are totally different. Yeah. Like we have when the kids are small, we sort of say between the ages of 5 and 12. That's when we call our primary school. They do art. Usually it's always on a Friday, but they do art. That's part of their curriculum. And then in secondary school, I think you do, or no, you can pick it as an option then in secondary school, which is ages between 12, I mean, this is roughly, some of them are 11 going, but do you know what I mean? 11, we say 12 up to 16 is what we call, is our compulsory school years. And they take the art as an option there. All my kids took art as an option there. And then for the leaving cert, which isn't compulsory, but it's usually between 16 and 18. And it's like your leaving cert, which is usually your entry into college. They can take it again as an option, and art history as well. Everybody, do you know what? I think it's our era of people. We just do, I think we do everything. I swear to God, if someone came in and said to me to bake in the morning, I think I'd turn my hand to it. But you do from a young age, Lisa. Gee, don't you? Sorry, I'm confused, Siobhan. Yeah, Siobhan, you're another one who turned her hand to everything. We used to have some crack. I remember being in the payroll institute. How I got that job. Yeah, I'm just that whatever I put my hand to, I'll work at it. Like I'll work at it because I need to make money. Yeah, corporate America, corporate anything. I mean, I was in, what actually got me out of credit control was I had to ring somebody who we had sent. No, I didn't. We had queried, they had sent us in invoices, and we had queried every one of their invoices. And so everything his payments were just delayed. But it wasn't sort of me querying them all, it was the big bosses querying them all, because they just didn't like this particular guy. I always found him pleasant enough to do, and I will never forget this. It was maybe 2 weeks before Christmas, and I had to ring him and tell him that I'm sorry I wasn't paying any of his invoices. And he actually broke down in tears and went, what am I meant to do for Christmas? And I just thought, I can't keep doing this. Like, okay, putting accounts on hold and stuff that they can't buy stuff off you for a big corporation doesn't mean anything, because they just go, okay, well, we've stretched this out as far as we can go, and we'll just leave it there. But when you start seeing people and it's their actual small businesses, and the bigger guy, you're a bigger guy, and they're just squeezing them for because they can. And I just thought, no, I can't do this. And I actually flipped from credit control that blocks sales and tries to, obviously control the money. I actually flipped that and went into sales, which I think is just because I'm so sick of credit control. I'm a pain in my arse with it. Yeah, you have to do what you have to do, and you have bills to pay. Bills to pay and people to feed. You can't. That's it, Lisa. When you have to pay the bills and when there's people relying on you to feed, they need food, what are you going to do? And I always say, like, I judge no one, because people say, oh, she did this, but maybe you don't know what option she had. So until you know her options and until you know that person's backstory, you cannot judge anybody. Because, well, I'm a great believer in there, but the grace of God go I, and I am not religious at all. But I say that about most situations. You see people in the worst situations, or you see people who do stuff that you go, I could never imagine doing that. You don't know the options they have or had in front of them. You don't know what A, B, or C equaled for them. So don't judge them for making the best call that they could for them. Sorry, I hate people who go, oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. Oh my God, Orla, what a tough gig. Could not deal with people, isn't it? Oh, do you know what? And it was just that one particular company, like I used to deal with farmers and everybody saying to a farmer, you're not getting chemicals, or you're not getting this, or you're not getting that. They'd laugh at you. And it would be it'd be banter for probably 45 days was usually, and then they'd pay when they needed their next batch of stuff, which was fine. I played hardball, they played hardball, and you bounced. But when you actually, ma'am, you probably remember this, I actually, as a nix, to help this guy out, I got on a train on a Saturday and I went to, I think it was Cork. I did all his invoices for him, posted them to myself, and then approved them. And it was the only way I could get his invoices done if he resubmitted everything. And the poor man was up to here. And we went in, and there was some queries on them again, because they were just playing RC, because they could. They were big guys. Of course they could play RC. And we got a majority of them approved. Now, I don't think it got paid December. It could have been January. It could have been February by the time we got them up. But we got them through. But yeah, I just thought, I can't do this. Especially when you're looking at people and they're doing it for the sake of doing it. And you're like, nah. Hey, Peggy, how are you? Sorry, I only see you come in there. My throat is getting sore. This crack of having to make your own coffee on a live is a joke. And because I was upstairs watching those two boys literally kill each other, my coffee's gone cold and it's black. Oh, and my mum and dad came down with me, I'm sure, and I nearly missed the train coming home, and dad was getting off the train. My dad, was getting off the train in case I missed. That's how close I was to missing the train. But I just thought, I couldn't, I can't. I don't mind playing hardball. Trust me, I can play hardball with the best of them. I have no problem with that. But excuse my French when I say this, but I can't be an out-and-out bitch for the sake of just being a bitch. Do something on me, do something on my family. Yeah, hell hath no fury. But in a business sense, you're just bullying a guy because you can't. I can't do that. And that's what got me into an awful, even in school. I couldn't just go with it. If there was an injustice, there was an injustice, and I can't. I've learned a bit now to keep my mouth shut. But when I was younger, I just couldn't. If there was something, I couldn't not do something. He was a lovely guy. And when he got paid, he asked me, could he give me, he was just so nice. He really was nice. But I remember that I was running for the train, and in Cork, I had to run under. There's like a tunnel. And I remember coming up, and my dad was on, literally as you come out of the tunnel, my dad was half on and half off the train, because if they start closing the doors, he would step off and wait with me and let mum go up in the train. But yeah, I literally got on the train. They must have raged over and got there's a girl running through the tunnel. And I literally got, and my dad was like, right, sit down. But yeah, I remember that. Again, another vivid memory. Oh, here we go again. But yeah, so that was funny. Um, yeah, I remember that. And poor dad, I think I got on and I was like, sweater. Yeah, I wasn't very. Sorry, Siobhan. Do you know what? I know she is very proud of me. She tells me all the time. Do you know what? After certain things happen, where obviously my marriage and stuff broke down, and to have your mom stand behind you going, "You got this. You've got this. I know this. You've got it." And when you don't feel you have, or when you're feeling weak, and then you have your mum stand behind you, go, "No, you're stronger than this. You're stronger than this." And I have to say, that sort of got me through an awful lot. And I know no matter what happens, she's got my back. She has got my back. And I suppose maybe that helped when you're growing up and you were trying out different jobs and stuff, knowing your mum has your back. And if I said to my mum, I'm going to do this, and she just went, good luck. Like, she never said, you can't do this, you can't do this, anything. She was very good. She always helped us out, and always believe. If I said to her, I moved to Spain with 3 babies under 10, and my mom was gone, yeah, of course you got this. Of course you got it. I'll come over. But yeah, I know you've got, like, she never had an ounce of doubt. She never had anything that went, Orla, think, not that she didn't say think about it, but she never just went, you can't do that, or you're not capable of doing that. She never had that. Everything was, um, yeah, you do it. You do it. I got your back. You go try anything, and I've got your back. So don't worry about it, but try it, because you'll regret not trying it if you don't. If that makes sense. Sorry, I'm just going to message Carl there. Siobhan. Okay, sorry. Nuala, I wish I had a mum like you. You're the most special person. She is. And I'll be honest with you, Lisa, you don't appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it. And there's things I look back for that at the time I was resentful towards my mother for. And I was going, why is she doing that? Why is she? But you know what? She gave me the belief that anything, I can do anything. And I've seen her do, like, my mum went to India. I mean, I know I was 18, so I wasn't a baby. But she went, and I thought, well, if my mum can go to India in the bog hole of nowhere, I can go to Spain. Like, she led by example. At the time when I was 18, did I understand it? Did I appreciate it? No. I thought, she's gone and left me here. Like, why couldn't I go? But she actually told me that if you want to do something, you can do it. And you don't need anybody else's approval. You don't need, well, obviously taking the kids away from the dad, I needed his approval, but do you know what I mean? But even now, I'm talking to my girls. I'm like, that Kerry's gone. I wouldn't mind going over to the Middle East for a few years and making some money over there. And I'm going, okay. And Haley's going, yeah, I'm thinking of doing this. And I might think I'm going to go to South Korea for a while, teach English. And I'm going, I will follow wherever you go. I will follow you. I will be there for your birthday, and I will arrange something for Christmas or Easter or something. You know, like, the world is small. And I've never said to my kids, oh my God, don't do this, or geez, I wouldn't go there. I'm just like, go. If I can't get you, your grandma will get you. One of us will get you. So yeah. No, as I said, at the time, and probably for a couple of years after, I didn't get it, and I didn't appreciate it, and I didn't understand it. But now I think I can look back and go, wow, Mom, do you know what you did? And she's like, oh, no. I'm going, no, do you know what you did? You know, she is. She's a total role model, like. And then we've got poor Carl Sharon stuck in the middle of it all. In fairness to Carl, I mean, in fairness to Carl, I mean, he is a very aware man, a boy. He's only 17, so he's a boy. But he is very aware of women and feelings and emotions and the need for hugs. And, you know, and that's growing up with all women. He knows, like, you know, he is blessed amongst women. God love him, though. Poor El Haley had his life henpecked for the first couple of years. You did, Mum. Mum, please, I'm not having a go. And I know you went to India, and yeah, I was actually in college with Siobhan. And yeah, you did leave your credit cards. I'm not saying that, but I didn't appreciate how much at the time, I was like, how dare she go off and leave me? She's gone to India. She's over there, and I couldn't empathize with you from your side. That's what I'm trying to say. I couldn't empathize with you from your side, and I was looking at it as a teenager, and even probably into my 20s, I couldn't wrap my head around it. But now I can sit back and look back and go, that must have been one of the hardest things you ever did. And I can appreciate that now. Sorry, Carl. Yes, you were. We had someone come in. I don't know if Siobhan got him sorted, banned him off or whatever, but we were just getting spammed for a while. So I just said to Siobhan I would message you to give her a hand. Siobhan or Carl, we were just talking about you and John shooting each other, testosterone levels like through the roof. He is now. He has his moments. Now let's not get carried away with ourselves. He has his moments. Yeah, Siobhan. It was just Carl's a gentleman, but a cream bun. He deserves Orla. Yeah, I mean it does. I mean, I think as you get older, you learn. Like my kid, like, and I'm not saying this to sound, but I don't think my kids appreciated when we moved to Spain. To them, it was like a holiday, just a holiday. Sorry, Carl. Let me change that there for you, loving. Okay. I've totally lost. Sorry, this is I get so, you know, I get so, wait, my kids in Spain. I don't think my kids appreciate it. To them, we went over to Spain when there was a recession starting in Ireland. Their friends say to them, God, do you remember the recession? And they go, no, we were living in Spain. And the reason they don't remember is because I didn't want them to go through the recession, so we moved to Spain. Fine. But it's actually funny. Sort of the two younger kids, they're sort of like, oh yeah, I remember going to Spain. I remember because Carl only did 1 year here. So he was like, yeah, I did my education in Spain and we did this and we did that. Kerry now looks back and goes, Mom, how did you take 3 kids under 10 to Spain on your own? And it's like, I did what I had to do, what I felt was best for the family. But it's actually funny how, I mean, I went over for 2 weeks. Sorry. Yeah, I've changed that, Carl. Oh yeah, I had to just answer. Carl came back saying he wasn't moderated. We went over, and I know as they get older, and maybe when they start having their own children and stuff, they're going to go, Mum, we moved to Spain. How did you do that? Like, I know it's going to come around, you know, it's funny. But I just say to them, like, do you regret moving, especially Kerry, because Kerry was 10. I said to her, do you ever regret moving to Spain? And she was like, regret? No. She says, it was hard. She says, because I didn't know Spanish. And she said, you put me into a Spanish school. But now she's out doing stuff, and her level of Spanish is because she was submerged in it. It was a Spanish village, and they were just totally submerged. Now she's talking and she's doing stuff, and it's there, and she's like, wow, you know. Sorry, I'm just going to try and catch back up. I wish my girls were their age. Answer one of the reasons I stopped Sharon. Thank you. I'll be honest with you. I mean, honest with you, Sharon. Myself and Kerry, when Kerry hit puberty, me and her nearly killed each other. But it's something I think, for me, you have to work on, and it's hard. Oh my God, it's at puberty. Oh my God, how we all didn't kill each other. But I think once you have a base, this is just personal. This is like, I think once you have a base, and you can build on a base, it can fall back down, but it hits a base. And you need that solid base. And we got the opportunity to build that when it was just me and the kids in Spain. We built a very solid base. We learned how to rely on each other because we were all we had over there. Now, I'm not saying Mum wasn't there. Mum came over for a couple of months. But when we're all there, you do learn to rely on each other. And I think I respect my children. And I'm not saying anybody, and I'm not saying Sharon, but I respect and I let my kids make decisions. There mightn't be decisions I'd make, but I will back them. You know, my kids will come in and tell me. Well, I hope they feel they can come in and tell me everything. I know Kerry would probably be the most open of the lot of them. She'd come in and tell me, like I'm her best mate. Like, there's certain things your mother doesn't need to know because I'm not your best mate. I'm your mother first. Because she's 22. It's only 22 years between us, so we get on really well as friends. And I was like, we were laughing because she was like, "Are you going to come out to the nightclub with me?" And I was like, "No." And she was going, "But we'll have a laugh." And she was like, "Who invites a mother out to a nightclub?" Like, but yeah, that's a whole other story of why she invited. But yeah, but sorry, I think Carol and yeah, I knew. Sorry, Siobhan, I wasn't, and Lisa, I wasn't undermining you, but I knew. Obviously, he's a lot faster coming in with stuff, and he does stuff. Then he'll tell you how he does it. But yeah, that's it. And do you know what I think the biggest thing you can do with your child, and this is something I learned, is to admit when you're wrong, or admit when you don't know, or admit when you're unsure, or guessing, and say to them, I've actually never done this before either. So as much as you're hating on me at this moment, I'm actually still trying to figure it out. So I could turn around to her the next day and go, do you know the way I handled that, Kerry? I actually was at fault there. I shouldn't have reacted. I should have the amount of times I've said to Kerry, going, not that we get into many res now, but I'd say to her, Kerry, I apologise because being the adult, I should have walked away, and I didn't because I was in a temper, or I was really angry with you, and or I said something because I needed a reaction out of you because you were hurting me, and I apologise because I was the adult. I should have walked away. And it's like now she'll turn around sometimes, and we get on each other's nerves, and she'll go, and I go, where are you going? And she's going, I'm doing the adult, Mum, and I'm walking away because you're really annoying me. And I go, fair point. And I'll walk off and go, fucking bitch. But she's now got to the point where she can go to me, I'm actually walking away from you because you're doing my head in. And I'm, okay, see you in a bit. And she'll go off. But I do agree, it's more important that parents can admit when they're wrong, or admit when they don't know, or admit and try and build that where a child can go, yeah, my mum's doing this, but she genuinely feels that's the best option because she's not afraid to admit when she's wrong. And so that boils down to them trusting you to make a decision that they know is not being done out of malice, hatred, anything like that, and just sort of go, okay, ma'am, that actually was the wrong thing you did, but I know you didn't do it from a place of hatred, which is half the battle. Half the battle is your kids actually believe you don't hate them and you're not out to make their life miserable. And as I say to my kids, if you think I'm trying to make your life miserable, well, guess what? By you being that miserable, it makes my life twice as miserable. So, sorry, I got carried away again. Yeah, that's it. Everybody's learning. If they came with instruction books, we'd be all flying it. 14. It is a hard age for them. 14 and teenager, it's hard because they've so much. Their brain is there's actually one on YouTube, and it's about the brain development and how the brain is catching up and why it throws these wobblies every so often. And if you can actually put it down to it's an organ that's malfunctioning, not your child, it actually helps. Sorry, I'm up here somewhere. Lisa G, the thing is, are we ever really adults? We're always trying to do the best we can. That's it, Lisa. But if you can do that with an honesty, if you can do that with, instead of hating on or doing it to make someone else's life miserable, and realize that we're all just figuring this out. And I come from a place of, I'm just trying to do my best for me. I'm not trying to hurt anybody while I'm doing this. That makes such a difference than people who come from a place of, my life is shit and I'm going to make your life, and that's hatred, and that boils over. I do believe if you do things without the intent of hurting people and are not afraid to say sorry, it makes an awful lot of problems more easier to accept and have a less destroying impact on people. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was reading something and like that, Lisa. It was like their brains, and everybody's brain isn't. I mean, Kerry just give out to me. She said, "Man, you're acting like a 2-year-old. Or you're acting like a teenager. You're acting like..." Because I do. I come over fits every so often where I'm like all giddy and messy, and I just want to play. And okay, I'm 40. What am I? 46. I don't feel 46, and I'm absolutely effed if I'm going to act it. That's it. All you can do. I truly believe if you go through life just doing your best with the intention of hurting nobody, you're halfway there. Well, you're definitely there to a more content mind. Oh, so what are we making of these nightclubs opening? So in a nightclub, you can dance, drink. I'm 60, so I don't know how to. Lisa, go to your grave that way, because if you have it figured out, give up. Jeannie Macaroni. Oh, Maureen, hello. Yeah, so what was it called? Nightclubs. Nightclubs, you can go in, you can dance, you can drink, no mask. Live gig, full mask, and you can only stand at your seat. What's the difference? I mean, nightclubs, they're going to be snacking everybody. See, they put out a thing going, please don't kiss in a nightclub. Maureen, sorry, while you were there, you asked me last week about the oracle cards. These are my favorite oracle cards. Believe in your own magic. And you're asking me how I use these. And usually, I'm just going to show these very quickly because so basically, these are the cards. Okay, just little one. And initially, all I do, Maureen, is I shuffle and then I take one off the top. But I use them like an inspiration for the day, like an inspiration quote for the day. Like that one is a throne. Your potential is endless. And it does come with a little book. And you go to the number, see here on the card, it has number 45. So you go to literally page 40, card number 45, and you just read their little inspiration quote. And I have to say, because it's believe in your own magic and it's all women empowerment, and there's only one card in it that's not negative, but would be a bit, not dark, it's not even dark, it's like swim away from bullshit is basically the line of the card. But it's I use these like inspiration. I don't use them as oracle cards as in doing readings or anything like that, but I pull one of them out for the day and I literally take what it says and try and sort of remember it during the day. So we say like, okay, so this one, this card here, right? So this is this one. It just says, at the risk of sounding cliche, you can do anything you put your mind to. You are a mighty queen who is complex enough to be both gentle and vigilant, just and magnificent, or any combination you want to be. The reason people tell you you cannot have it all is because they're afraid you will become more than they can ever handle. So I use like that one card and then I sort of remember it in my head and just sort of use it throughout the day. When I'm feeling days where you sort of wake up and go, I can't do what right today. Oh, holy Jesus, what's going on? I go, no, hang on. I'm having an off day, but I'm actually a queen. And you know what? I've got this. Anybody who thinks I haven't got it, well, do you know what? Move along. And that's how I use the oracle cards. I don't use them for like, some people use them for readings and stuff. I don't. I literally pull one. And because that's believe in your own magic, it's a very much women empowerment, which is nice because you sort of, as I said, there's only one in it and it's swim away from the shark who's eating your energy. And that's the only sort of one that's like, there might be something negative around you. And that's what I do. And I use them every morning. I have my cup of coffee or my cup of ginger and lemon tea. And I pull one out, but I pull one out, read it. Some days it might say, I don't know, something that maybe is not relevant to me. But it would set up a seed in my head that might say like, you deserve sugar, not salt. So don't take anyone else's salt. You need the sugar. So again, people are being nasty to you, leave them. Leave their comments there. They're not yours and they're none of your business. But if people want to be nice to you and pay you nice compliments, well, okay, take the compliments. And that's how I'd sort of read into those type of things and just use them for nearly like a affirmation or a hooshty in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like sort of get your mind positive when your body's feeling like crap after hopping out of a hot bed, like, Sorry, Mo, it's just because you asked me how to use them, how I use them, and that's how I use them. So I just wanted to say that. Jeez, I'm doing an awful lot of talking tonight. Whew. I need to take a drink. Sharon, I know you've said there you've never used them before. You can get all types of oracle cards that, Lisa G used to collect them as well. I have angel cards, I have archangel cards, and they'd be more the religious type side of things, if that is what you want, if you want that comfort from them. I like these because they're women empowerment. I have oracle cards that are witches, and it's all about protecting yourself and, sorry, drooling on myself. It's all about empowering you as a person and drawing your own strengths, and you have magic within, and like they can be quite positive, but they are my go-to every morning. Do you know what, Sharon? There's some mornings you get up and I wouldn't feel like, or I'd read one of them and go, don't know what, Jackman. And I'd be annoyed at the cards because they gave me one that but then I might come back to it an hour later and go, okay, I'm ready to hear you now. Not ready to hear you before I had my coffee, but I'm ready to hear you now. But you can get, and the thing is to try and find one that's matching what you need it to match. Like I wanted, at the time I probably got them. it was just after my separation. I was on my own. I felt I had no strength left to carry on. I was like, I'd given my all and I was just an empty. And I needed someone to come on every morning and those put a card and it goes, straighten your crown. You know, you've long enough been looking down at the ground. Chin up, off we go. And it's like, if I get through today, I will hold my chin up today and I will just carry it, you know. And it's funny how when you need something like that, you know, you can find it. It's just, you have to be sort of open to it. But as I said, you can get cards that suit you. If you're more religious, you can get religious cards. If you're more angelly, you can get angel cards. If you're more into, I don't know, whatever, you can get them. You know, I have actually, this is funny. This is an oracle deck I'm going to show you. And I use it probably, none of you probably, I don't know. But these ones. These are funny. They're moody teenagers. And they speak to you like moody teenagers. So you could pull a card in there and it's like, I'm having a tantrum and I want everybody to leave me alone. That's how I'm feeling today. And it's like, okay. But it's very funny. And I like those ones. But I wouldn't use them on the regular. They're more just my moody teenagers. If I'm feeling I just need a moody teenager to tell me something, I use them. But they're your favourite cards, Siobhan. Have you got a pack of them? I love these. I love them. As I said, these are you are the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what I wanted to ask you. So, as soon as we're on the conversation, sorry, my throat is just tickly. I'm sorry. Yes. Shapeshifter ones. Just going back to these for a split second. Did you see the Alice in Wonderland ones, Siobhan? She did an Alice in Wonderland, and I think she did the night before Christmas, or the night before Halloween, or the night before Christmas. I think it's the night before Christmas, or the nightmare before Christmas. Sorry, guys. I like them. I am contemplating getting a tarot deck. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do the tarot deck. I'd love to get into tarots and I'd love to get into that, but I honestly don't know. I'm nervous of the tarot. It is. I mean, it's hard to bounce back after a relationship when after so many years you're the only one fighting for it and you've been fighting for something that was never salvageable in the beginning. And that takes an awful because you're fighting for two. And you're not fighting just for yourself, you're fighting for everybody. Yeah, that's tough. But here's one for you. I'm just putting this out there. What toxic traits have you carried forward that your last relationship gave you? Kerry has a tarot deck, Siobhan, and she's done some good readings out of it. But me, I like the oracle cards, and I don't know if I just like them because I feel they're very positive, and I just like very positive vibes around me. I'm not particularly into negative vibes, but yeah. Sorry, my seat keeps someone's push. That's what it feels like. Someone's. So yeah, so she has them. But Lisa, you had them and you didn't like them at all. See, some people I find it very hard even. I'd never do a Ouija board or anything like that. But tarot, I sort of in two minds about. Maybe it's because I don't want to know, and I feel oracle are very positive, where I don't think tarot has the same filter. And I think that maybe, yeah, I think that's what maybe worries me more, that the fact that sort of oracle are I feel more positive, more filtered, where I think you lose that filter with tarot. Oh, really, Lisa? Sorry, Ireland, Dublin. Oh, that's not Ireland, Dublin. Sarah, I didn't even say hello to you, loving. I saw you come in and then I saw you say a few things and then I thought, oh, that's Sarah. And then you went again. It keeps bouncing. I have tarot by 10 decks from fairy to archangel to shadow and light. And what would be your favourite, Siobhan? What, like, and do you read reverse? See, reverse I don't particularly like. I don't know why. Kerry likes taking the reverse meaning. I'm not big into it now, I have to say. I wouldn't be big into the reverse meaning. Shadow and light shapeshifters, yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading a comment here. She had, big knot in my hair. Lisa, you had 3 Ouija boards and you burnt them all. Ouija boards, I wouldn't be into now at all. Definitely wouldn't be into them at all. The tarot deck you took across town and dumped it in a dumpster, wrapped up heavily. Wow, did they actually scare you that much? So my hair, I only washed it today. But you know when it feels real flat or something, like it needs a bit of oomph into it. Don't you, boards? Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be into. Sorry, Karen just said he sorted. He sent me a message on Messenger. Sorry, I'm just confused what the difference is between Oracle and Tarot. Tarot is a 76. Siobhan will probably explain this better than me. Oracles tend to be more, you can ask them a question and they will give you an answer, where tarot go more in depth, who is behind it, the star sign behind it, and if there's anything hidden from you. Tarot seem to be a bit more, or oracles seem to be a bit more nicer, softer, maybe softer. They wouldn't be as harsh truth, like they wouldn't turn around and go, the person you're with has an ego, or there's 3 people involved in, or whatever. They wouldn't be, oracles won't do that, where tarots I think will give you a more honest, not honest even, a more harder hitting message. I think that's sort of, you did palm readings before and gave that up. I went under some spell and cannot even explain. Jeannie Mac, Lisa. Wow. Every time I do a tarot, I'm telling myself the cards cleanse with sage. Yeah. Annie, take care of yourself. Have a safe day, and everybody be fine. Haley's just messaged me there saying she's some work she has to do for the morning. She's fine. As I said, it's a head cold, sinus infection. But she's fine. And Kerry's doing great, and Carol's doing great, and I'm doing great, and Mommy's doing great. We're all doing great, actually. Actually, touch wood, we're all doing great. Now that I've actually said it out loud, we're all doing great. You have a safe day and look after yourself. I will let Kerry know. Wow, feeling very Halloweeny here at the moment. Wow. For years I did a blessing cleansing on every home I moved into. I actually had to call a man out when I lived in Tala, and he came and he cleaned out my whole home because the kids were small and they were talking to people, and people were sitting on the stairs and the kids were sitting down talking to them, and it actually freaked the life out of me. And I got a person in to cleanse the whole house, because I'm not saying they meant any harm, but when your kids start talking to them and they're full blown, and like each of the children, it wasn't just like one of them, It was all of them. And yeah, it sort of freaked me out a bit. And I didn't know if they meant harm or they didn't mean harm to them. So I just, yeah, got my whole house cleansed. For years I did blessing cleans. Yeah. You cleanse your house every month. Wow, Siobhan. Oracle cards. Yeah, I find oracle cards are a lot, as I said, softer. Like, I have an angel. Sorry. An angel deck here. Now, you can see from the gilding on the side. I mean, they're well used. They're not a new deck by any. But even their messages would be quite, even the pictures on them are quite soft. They're quite non-threatening. They're very, they look like they're trying to help you. That to me is what cards, oracle cards are. They're trying to help you. They're trying to make you, they're giving you advice, but it's not harsh. It's not, it's very subtle. I'm trying to find one. There's family. Again, it's just fairies or angels, children surrounded by beautiful bright colours. So I don't think oracle cards are as hard hitting. As I say, they're softer. Night Annie. Put salt around your house at least once a year, and if you burn sage around your house and the windows if you feel like something's not right, because you don't know what piggybacks on people. Yeah. And do you know what I find is, Kerry even said this to me, I'm very good at reading, not reading a room, but I'll walk in somewhere and I'll feel the atmosphere. And it's taken us, I'd say, 2 or 3 years to lift the atmosphere in this house. From being very suppressive, is that a word? Do you know what I mean? Like very heavy. And now we've got it where it actually feels light and it feels fun and it feels, just feels nice again. Yeah. Oh, Sarah, good night, loving. Thank you for dropping in. I really do appreciate you dropping in. We all know you're okay. So yeah, so that is the, sorry, it just feels flat. I don't know how else to describe it. It feels like I need a bun in my head. Give me a bit of height in my hair or something. Oh, I bought a new dye for my hair. Hayley coming home is going to dye again. It's just going to be the underneath of my hair where that's a bit of red in it. She's going to dye them. No, I won't tell you the colour. She's going to dye them. We're going to do it in the vlog. But yeah, it's totally different. Totally different to that. Hayley, well, you all know Hayley's mad into dyeing hair. She got actually a bleach kit. I must ask her which bleach kit it was that she loved. And it does a real good all over bleach, apparently. So yeah, so anyone any plans for the bank holiday weekend before everybody will start winding up? Anyone any plans? Any, Siobhan? Oh, you can't go anywhere. You've got the Rona. Oh, it's not a long weekend in America. Oh, good God. But yeah, so it's a long weekend. Nightclubs are open. 2,000 cases reported again today, 2029 or something. I heard on the news. And the only thing is the hospital cases don't seem to be going up as high. I no shift in the clubs. Yeah, they came out and said they're asking them not to kiss. But you're allowed dance without a mask. You're allowed drink without a mask. You're allowed eat without a mask in a club. But if you go to a live gig, it has to be seated and you can only stand up. You're not allowed to dance and you're not allowed to take off your mask. I can't get my head around what's the difference. I'd rather the people in the live gig could dance than people half pissed. It's just, it just doesn't make sense to me. Lisa, it is. Yes, Ireland is very, very expensive to live in. Seriously stupid open air gig should be allowed dancing. Yeah, I know, Siobhan, I don't understand it. And I mean, do you know what's going to happen the first few weeks? People are going to get so drunk. There's going to be fights. There's going to be everything. And it's just, anyone hear of this worrying trend? I actually read it on Sky News. I didn't read it on an Irish one about, you know, the way they used to, sorry, I'm cleaning me case for my phone. They used to spike drinks. Do you hear this new one about injection? They're injecting people. That now I was talking to Kerry about it, funny enough, today, and she was saying it's mainly house parties, but that in the UK it's actually nightclubs and stuff. People are bringing in syringes and they're spiking people. Through jeans and stuff. And the only way the girls are known, usually they were friends and stuff, so thank God they seem to be getting home okay. But they're getting bruises from where they've been injected, because obviously they're forced to go through jeans and stuff. And it's crazy. Yeah, Lisa, the cost of living in Ireland is stupidly expensive. The cost of living and inflation is through the roof. I actually only filled my car there today because obviously driving up to Haley tomorrow, and it was 160 a litre. Now a litre, not a gallon, a litre. And only about 5 months ago, it was like 130. Yeah, they're actually doing it. Sorry, Lisa. Sorry, Maureen. I see you there. Yeah, I was only reading up on it. That they're actually, one girl was dancing and she had her hand down, sort of beside her, and she felt something, and she sort of, because I suppose you're half drunk, you're not thinking. The next she couldn't speak. It was date rape drug. And the next, when she got to hospital, I think her friends brought her to hospital, or her mother when she got home brought her to something. And there was a big bruise. And when they went under the microscope, they could see the injection site. Another girl was out, she was wearing jeans, and her leg, the bruise came up in her leg, obviously same thing, couldn't walk, couldn't talk. Her friends got her home. And the next day they found the injection site and it started to bruise. So, like, unbelievable. Like, yeah, I know the spiking of drinks and stuff have been happening for years, but I didn't. This is the next level of injecting it. I'd heard of drinks getting spiked and stuff like that. I'd never heard of it being injected. And as I said, I only read it on the news there. I'd never heard of it being injected. I'd heard of drinks, cover your drinks, don't leave your drinks untended, don't take drinks off strangers. Now it's like, okay, they're injecting it now. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So guys, quick question for you. Is Thursday night still good for the live, or would you like to move it to a Sunday? Asking for a friend. No, I'm joking. No, I'm just wondering if it's still okay. I've been Mickey drink-wise, not injections. Thank God I woke up in the middle. I actually was, I was out in the Red Cow hotel nightclub at the time, and I was with a friend, and the only reason I knew something was wrong was because I had actually been working waitressing, and I was quite late, and we were going to my friend's brother's 21st, and we'd met in Drogheda, and I got in, I'd had one drink, and it was a half pint, and I was still in my work clothes, because the Red Cow used to be, if you went up in your work clothes, you used to get in free. So I went up in my work clothes, and I said I'd only had half a pint, and my first drink, and I knew there was something wrong. And my friend actually came home. I remember Mum sitting in the bathroom with me, and I just kept saying, I have to get sick, there's something seriously wrong. And I was fine. Well, I obviously, Mum talked me into getting sick, as mothers do. And yeah, I was so, yeah. And I mean, it was only because I'd come from work, and I knew I hadn't drank anything. And I mean, I couldn't walk. I could not walk. I couldn't do anything. Oh, it was horrible. Have you seen the new straw caps? Brilliant in the shapes of bobbins. Yeah, I saw. Well, I actually saw it on TikTok. I think Siobhan, is where I saw it, and you just pop them over it. Yeah, seen that. My throat's getting sore, but I think it's just from talking. Just from talking. It's a long time. Actually, normally I'm not this talkative. I'm actually normally quite quiet. Um, no, no, no. I find it very hard to, when you go out, just to totally relax, just totally switch off, like, and relax down, because you don't know what's lurking in the background. Actually, I'll be honest with, there's one time lately that I've gone out for a drink and felt totally safe because I knew the other person was vigilant, and I actually felt, yeah, I can actually switch off here. To obviously to a certain degree, but it was the first time in years I felt I could actually let go. I know, Siobhan. What am I like? I think it's more the fact that I just, because those two were killing each other before I came on, just put me in such a funny mood. Like, um, I just thought that was hilarious. That actually made my, I don't know, it even made me day. It's very, and when you try to explain it, you sound like you're just trying to kill every ounce of fun that they're having, but they're not. You're not. It's experience. But then you warn them so much. Eventually, you just have to sort of go, okay, I've told you everything. I've imparted it all. Now it's up to you to do with it. And unfortunately, that's all you can do. You know. But I mean, it's actually, sorry, I'm swallowing really loud. But it's actually funny because the older the kids have got, I've noticed here, like, and you'd say stuff to them and they go, like, not sort of Kerry's age, we'll say 20, or even Haley now, because she's living independently. She'd say, Mom, do you remember you used to always say? And I go, yeah. And they go, you're right, And I go, is that right? Quick. But it's, Kerry would be the same. Kerry would be quite a trusting soul. Haley would be very, not the opposite, because it's not that she doesn't trust anybody, but Haley would be more. I always felt like Haley was here before. She's lived a life, so she'd a bit more. Where Kerry was very much a new soul, very gentle, very hadn't been hardened. Not that Haley's hard, but a very gentle soul, and you sort of do feel, yeah. I mean, me too. I mean, I find I live my life with kindness. That's how I try and intentionally live my life with kindness. That's how I try. But people think because you're kind, you can be a fool, or you're naive, or you're gullible, or you overlook things. I don't. I see things. I notice things, and okay, maybe I don't react on them, but it doesn't mean I haven't seen them and I haven't noted them. And I always say to people, don't take my kindness as naivety or stupidity. I'm kind to people who are kind to me. And I'll even be kind to people who probably don't deserve me to be kind to. But I find it harder to be not kind to people. But sometimes people think because you're kind and because you can take their harsh words or take their wrongdoings, that they think they're hiding from you. I can see it. I just choose not to allow it to not evoke. I don't allow it to come into me. And yes, I will be kind, but I know what you are. If that makes sense. I don't even know if I'm making sense. Yeah, people think because I can be quite kind to people, that I'm stupid, or I can be played for as a fool, or I can be played. And half the times I know what you're doing, but I'm doing what I feel is right, and then I'll remove myself from the situation. I'm not stupid. I'm not naive. you know. You think Kerry's an old soul? That's funny, Siobhan, because I think she's a very new soul. She does know an awful lot for a young person, but I think her naivety sometimes of how she looks at life reminds me of a new soul, or maybe it's just someone who's seen it all and has seen worse. I don't know, but that's funny. That's funny. I always think of Kerry as a new soul, or maybe she is an old soul who's just taken a softer route, where Hayley is an older soul who's lived a bitter and twisted life before. No, I don't mean that. I mean, who's a bit more harsher to the world. It's funny, isn't it? You disagree with Siobhan. That's okay. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. I would disagree with Siobhan. I would say Kerry was a newer soul, but then I can see it from the other side, where maybe she's lived many lives and has just taken a softer approach to life. Good night, Maureen. Sleep well, love. It's funny, isn't it? That's it. That's it. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And do you know what? Isn't it nice that we can all just sit here and say our opinion without being judged or whatever, you know? But that's what opinions are for. Lads, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I am getting tired. I can feel myself getting tired because I take longer and longer to read the messages. Oh, do you know what I have? Right, I'm going to tell you an opinion I have, and my kids think this is hilarious. I'd say, do you know when you're talking to someone and they go, I hate my ex, or I hate this, or I hate that, whatever it is. To hate, now this is my definition, and you feel free, anybody that wants to disagree with me. To hate something, you must have immense feelings for it. It can be dislike, but it is an intense feeling to hate. To love, you must have an intense feeling. So if someone hates something, they actually have intense feelings towards it. Good or bad, but intense feelings. And it was actually funny. I actually remember the day someone were talking in a chat or whatever, and someone said, "Oh, do you hate your ex?" And I went, "No, I don't. I don't actually hate my ex, and I don't. I actually quite like him, as in a person I can still speak to and stuff. But, I actually, I don't hate. I'm, what's it? Nonchalant. Is that the word? No, is that the right word? Nonchalant about it. I don't have extreme feelings, but I think people who still have extreme feelings, good or bad, it still consumes you when you have that much feelings towards something, or towards a person, towards anything. And my kids laugh at me because every time they say, I hate, I go, so you've feelings for this thing, intense feelings, and they're like, no. And I go, well, then you don't hate actually, or you don't, love intently. Today you actually have zero. It registers as zero. It doesn't affect you. You don't care. You don't is it nonchalant? I don't know if that's the right word. That's the day you actually, I don't know, free. Free would be a good word. You're free. Let me see. Yes, Siobhan, I don't hate you. That's exactly it. Thanks, Lisa. Well, I'm glad you two now have kissed and made up. Too much energy. Again, it's that passion, Siobhan. You have to have passionate feelings to hate or to love. Nonchalant. I'm sticking with nonchalant. Caroline, how are you, sweetheart? Cool Cat. Wasn't Cool Cat a cartoon? Kissy, kissy. I know you'd have kissed and made friends again. Cat. That's Cat. Top Cat. Top Cat. That's it. Didn't you used to live in boxes with other cats and he had a hat? Oh, I don't know. Caroline, you've come in at the most oddest time because everybody's saying weird things. Sorry, Caroline is only a new subscriber. And she's come on to say hello. So there's 9 of us on here. My throat's killing me. I take it. Look, that's black. I don't even know if you can see it's black. Can I get it? Look, black coffee. Carl has been a gem. He has, hasn't he? Bless him. He came in. I just actually, the message I sent to him was, I'll tell you actually the words I said to him was, need help on live. And he was like, I've been someone's. He is actually very good. In fairness to him, if I said it to him, Maple Cook, how are you? I was actually just looking at your channel there. A month. What have you been doing for a month? Nothing up for a month. I thought I was bad when I was missing the odd days. But yeah, no, Carl is fine. If I say to him I need help, he's very good at coming in. Would he come in? Sometimes he leaves me playing in the background. He I think I help him sleep. We were off work 7 minutes ago. Hope I don't get caught using my laptop. Oh, Lisa, you're in work, bull girl. Listening to us wibble wobble here. Jesus Christ. And you making all kissy with Siobhan. You'll keep sketch, Siobhan, will you? Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Siobhan, when are you out of full-blown quarantine, or are you still going to have to stay in it, or what's the story? And Sasha, when can Sasha come out? When can Sasha come out and play? I actually, will you remind me, Siobhan, I have a box of books here for you that my mum's given up last Sunday. So are you able to go out now and leave the house, or do you feel up to it, or what way is it working? Sasha, I feel sorry for any kids, but see, the cases for kids is through the roof. I'm coming to hang out with Siobhan. Siobhan is unbelievable. Siobhan has a memory like a digital box or something. I can't remember half the crap. She remembers it all. I haven't a clue. You have me, but you are free to leave the house though, or do you feel up to it? I suppose would be the word. Like what? I know you're fully vaccinated. Oh, excuse me. Obviously, you're fully vaccinated and stuff, but you got COVID after you were fully vaccinated. Then you had to isolate. So, what symptoms have you still got 16 days later? And like, you're not, you're okay, so you're free, but you're not up to it. Okay. I just didn't know, like, you hear people and they're like, oh, I got a sniffle, I got this, and it's like, okay. The pink vape, that's, is it rose gold? Is that, you still have the same make though? I let this fly the other day. I dropped it and it went flying across the room, and I smashed the coil. The last coil, I actually had to buy a spare floop. What you call these things? I think that's rose gold. I think it is. Pink. I didn't know they had it in pink. Low oxygen levels, heart racing. Yeah, Inican. I actually, Chroma Z, what it says on it. I actually like Inican. I had 2 of their vapes now. The other one, I don't know where the other one's actually gone. But I like the Inican. I think they're just very good. Yeah, I can't remember the name, but I'm looking to see Inican Chroma Z. But that's the coil, isn't it? The Chroma. Oh no, yeah, the Chroma Z's the coil. But yeah, Siobhan, it's just interesting because they're sort of like, oh, you only have to do this. And it's like, oh. I know, she's unbelievable. She's no taste, no smell. She's cooking for her family. I don't think I'd be like to might go where your doctor said this after effects of COVID, they don't tell you. Oh, really? I know I've heard an awful lot of people now have come in with long COVID, and especially in children, seem to be getting it. Sorry, my cardigan's falling down my back. Seem to be getting the long COVID. Covert Toes. I didn't even know there was such a thing as called Covert Toes. Gary was telling me the other night where your toes go all lumpy, like little lumps, not big lumps. And they go red, and it's like the circulation goes off them, but obviously it doesn't. But yeah, there's loads of stuff. I know one of my dad's friends in England is having long COVID. So it's actually worse than the COVID. So yeah, so I don't know. And I can only imagine that the cases are going to go up through the roof now with the nightclubs and everything opening. Mind you, in saying that, Hayley went out for Freshers Week. And she was saying the places were packed. Yeah, that's it. It's very hard to stay in a positive mind when you're sick for so long. 3 patients who were vaccinated and healthy have been sent to heart failure unit as they've now got heart problems. I did hear, I touch wood, Jesus here, give me a head. Touch wood, I haven't had COVID. I've had to take one COVID test, but that was a home test. It wasn't even like an official one. But I've never had it. But a couple of people I've heard that have had it bad. Like Siobhan, gone on for weeks. It's just, what the hell, you know? Girls, I think I'm going to call it quits, and I am going to go because actually, funny enough, I don't have much editing to do in this. Usually when Kerry's here, I have loads of editing, chop bits out. But I think we did okay. We didn't bury your man in the middle, but I don't think I'll edit him out even. I think we did okay. That's it. Everybody's going to get it, Siobhan. I think it's just a matter of time. But as I said to you, I'm actually interested because myself, Kerry, and my mum were immune to TB, which is a lung respiratory illness, which I'm wondering if, because Kerry's worked the COVID wards and she's never got COVID. Now, okay, we're probably not gone as lackadaisical. We would still be quite, because obviously in the house, we're quite aware that if Kerry can't afford it because she's working in an old people's home, I mean, she can't afford to be anyway lax. But yeah, it's funny. I wonder if, and Kerry had a weird thing. She got her MMR, you know, when they're small at 18 months, measles, mumps, and rubella. Measles and rubella, she had immunity to. She didn't have any to mumps. Never had any to mumps. She had to get a mumps booster. Her body just didn't react to it at all. So it's funny how, as I said, I'm obviously not saying that this is it, but it's funny how we've been TB resistant, immune, and she's been mumps, but she's never had COVID. And yet, as I said, she's worked on COVID, which you can see it everywhere, Siobhan. People, even paying, if you go into a shop and you're paying for stuff, people are up behind you. Like there's no social distancing's gone nearly now. Mind you, today I was in a shop in the centre and a fella came in with no mask and he was asked to prove he didn't need a mask and he had to show a cert to say he was exempt. That's the first time I've seen that in a while. I've seen people walk around shopping centres with no masks and it's just like, just tell them you're exempt. That's like, what the fuck? You know, I'm sorry, I'll wear my mask. Thanks very much. You know, people think they aren't going to get it eventually. It's going to be like the flu. Everybody at some point in their life is going to have the flu and everybody at some point in their life is going to have COVID. That's it. I totally 100% agree with you, Lisa. And that's the sad part. You can be COVID positive and be fine and not know. And then it's passed on to someone who is COVID positive and it floors them for like a year. There's no, and that's the sad part of it all. You can't tell who these people are going to be that are going to get floored with it. You know. Caroline Burr, my sister said the same. A lot of people have COVID and they don't even realise. Yeah, and I think an awful lot of it's going to be young people. And I'm not blaming young people, but I think their bodies are probably more able to handle it. Or people, I actually think an awful lot of people in 30s and 40s that are like, oh, I have a bit of a cold, but I'm fine. And are used to having to, or have had kids and are just used to working through and they don't realise how sick they actually are. I think an awful lot of it has to do with that, Caroline. But I was queuing down. Where was I near? I was near the G Hotel. There was a woman in front of me, and I'd say she was in her 70s, and she'd no mask on, anything. And she was like, "If I get it, I get it." And I said, "Yeah, what about the people who are giving it to you? Get your mask on." Do they say how many people are still unvaccinated, Siobhan? I'm just wondering. Like, sorry, I'm just looking around to see if there's a drink. I wonder how much of the population is actually unvaccinated. Wasn't there a problem with pregnant women getting vaccinated and they're only only in their second trimester they can get vaccinated or something? Oh, I don't know. I did hear something about that. Isn't it shocking? Hospitals, maternity hospitals still haven't relaxed to allow partners to go in while you're birthing. Hundreds of thousands. Oh my God. It's just never going to go away. I think it's going to be around, and every year they're going to like they'll have mutations of it and stuff, and I think it's going to be like the flu. Not the symptoms and not the severity of it, but I think it's going to be the same thing of every year you need to get are getting vaccinated. Yeah, and I saw the cases. It was 2029, I think, new cases today. That's it, Joanne. But do you know what? I'd rather it be too late for them, but still be vaccinated. At least they're. I mean, I know it's a bit late in the day, but at least they're getting vaccinated. And please God, it just. I know you'll never get 100% vaccination, but it'd be nice to get up even into the 80s, the late 80s. You know, and that would be nice. Where you can sort of feel, well, the majority, and then those that aren't, fair enough, like, not fair enough, but you know what I mean. I think so, Lisa, and that's the only way I can see it moving forward is boosters, you get vaccinated. I don't know how long the vaccines are going to last. Yeah, that's it, Siobhan. And it was actually funny because when I heard you had the COVID, the first thing I asked you, I knew you were fully vaccinated, but I thought, Jesus Christ, with your underlying medical conditions, you'd be dead. You would. In fairness, I'm not trying to be dramatic saying that, but you would. And I mean, it did panic me a little when I heard because I thought, Jesus Christ, these vaccines better do what they promised they're going to do because, you know. Yeah, I think I was going to do the same like the flu. Yeah, Siobhan's as strong as an ox as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just, oh my God, everything goes ding together. But yeah, I actually don't think you know. I haven't saying this to you, Lisa, but I think people don't realise how strong or weak their immune system is till it's really tested. And unfortunately, testing it is you're going to find out if you're weak or strong. It's just one of those things. It's just horrible, like, you know. No, do you know what? You have to try and just, as my mother just said to me, I woke up, I'm on the right side of the sod, and I got out of bed on my own steam. Anything after that, I'm winning. And I just thought, yeah, that's a great thing. That is just, yeah, that's how you start your morning with a positive attitude, you know. I do always laugh at that because I was saying it to someone, where I was, And they were like, how are you? And I said, well, I'm on the right side of the grass. Like, you know, I'm on the top side, not the bottom side. So we're winning. And it's true. I know. Siobhan, there's one thing about getting up with a positive mind when you feel fine in yourself. It's another thing getting up when you feel crap. And it's very hard to keep that positive mind, you know? And I think that's where you need that support network to come in and just go, okay, you're having a bad day. That's fine. We'll get you through this day, you know? Because when you're sick, the last thing you want to do is sort of find the positive in it, because you know what? There is no real positive in it, you know? So, no. You need a hug, Siobhan. That's what you need, a big hug. I'm a great believer in hugs. I think hugs do more for your soul. And this sounds very heavy tonight. But a hug that you don't have to ask for, that you don't have to, that's just given freely and is given with, as I said, no weird intention of groping or, you know, just a genuine hug. Just that can, isn't it? It releases certain endorphins as well in the body. And I believe a hug solves a million things. A million things. And I don't think a hug that you have to ask for is the same. But when someone comes up and can look at you and go, you actually need a hug, and gives you that genuine hug, not because you've asked for it, but because something in their soul tells them that your soul needs a hug, there's nothing more fulfilling. There really isn't, you know? Love languages. Do you believe in love languages? I was talking to two people about love languages. One of them said load of crap, and one of them said 100%. 100% agree with it. I was like, yeah, that's it, Siobhan. I used to not laugh at, but I couldn't understand people who did gratitude diaries. I couldn't understand them. I was like, you know, you're alive, yeah. So is the rest of the world. No, no, no. To actually be grateful you woke up. I get it now. It took me a while to get my head around it because I didn't, I just couldn't get it. But I mean, the little things, it's the little things that I'm grateful for, not the big things. Not that I'm not grateful for the big things. The big things are not always there, but it's the small things. It's the small, if you can wake up each day and notice the small things and be grateful and have gratitude for it, you're winning. Agree. I've missed talks. I am a I'm a toucher. That sounds terrible. It sounds weird. Um, but yeah, I would be very into hugs, into touch, into I very into person's moods. I I I very in tune with people's moods. Even text messages. I can read text messages something off. I couldn't tell you what's off. It's just something off. Um, but yeah, hugs to me are just, they should be given out on every street corner. Positive is great. Yeah. Sorry, Lisa. I'm with you, Siobhan. I think a lot of it is a woman thing. We push through regardless because we have to. I did that to a complete stranger, her son. I found out after I gave her an awful time one morning and waiting for his bus when he left. I hugged her and she cried. Yeah. I think hugs can heal so much. I love giving strangers compliments. It sounds strange. I get such a lovely feeling of it. Do you know when you're there and you're standing there and there's someone and they're sort of moseying around their life, and you sort of go, wow, can I just say, I really love your scarf. It suits you so well. And you just leave it. Just don't. And you leave it with them. And to see someone smile and someone go, wow, thank you. And okay, they may have this really strange puzzled look on their face, like you're absolutely batshit crazy. But it's nice. And I love complimenting people. Sometimes you can look at people and go, you actually need to be told your skirt's pretty, your hair's nice, whatever. And that sometimes can be like a virtual hug when someone just says something nice to someone. Again, you leave it there. I love it. I actually love it. I try and find at least one stranger a day that I can give a compliment to. Some days it's hard. Some days it's very fucking hard. But I try. I try. I think so, Siobhan. I was always told if you've nothing nice to say nothing. So I would be very cautious of what comes out of my mouth. But yeah, no, I think that's, I mean, I remember years ago, if you've nothing nice to say, keep your mouth shut. And now sometimes, especially if it's someone who looks like they're struggling or looks like they're not having a great day. And sometimes it's nice to just go to them. Can I just say your mask is lovely. It's lovely and glitzy. Love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Made me smile. Made my day. And they're like, oh, thank you. Because obviously now we can't hug. So it's like a virtual hug. And it just even to see someone, as I say, smile. It's nice. Yeah. So that's the way. I think it's lovely. I love it. And I love when you can do something. Like I remember ages ago, there was a woman in Starbucks. I was going in grabbing a coffee, busy, minding my own business, whatever. And the twins were crying. She was trying to feed them. And she sat down. She went over to a seat and sat down. And I just went up to her and I said, sorry, can I get you a bottle of water? Can I get you coffee? And she said, oh, no, I'll order my coffee in a minute. And I said, tell me what type of coffee it was. I'll order for you. Flat white. It was something of nothing. And I went up and I got her a coffee and I just brought it over and I said, I hope you enjoy that now. And she was like, thank you. And I'll never forget, I felt so good. I felt like, yeah. And I didn't do it because, I'll show whatever. It was just, you need that coffee. And you know what? You're doing a great job. Well done, you. But that's me. HSE Liveline. Like grateful, being acknowledged. Yeah. As I said, I try and live my life with kindness. I don't do harm. Well, I try my best not to do harm on to others. That's not to say I couldn't pick half a dozen people up by the neck and choke them quite happily. I try my best not to. When I'm usually in one of those moods, I play Pink. That's what I normally play. And just... Even the last 2 weeks over She Liveline, she said thank you to the people for all their work. So grateful, yeah. You have to, Oh, thank you, Lisa. Made me cry. Very emotional today. Has anyone that ever happened to anybody else? Driving along. I wasn't thinking of anything, I don't think, but obviously I must have been thinking about something. And I cried. And I don't know why. I wasn't sad. It wasn't like crying because I was sad. I was just crying. And but it was nice. Not that it was nice crying, but it was, do you know the type of cry you get where you're just like, obviously there was something building up and I cried and I felt great afterwards. That wasn't a big cry because I was sitting in the car. Yeah, that's it. Lisa, I think or Siobhan, it's just, but that's why me and you got on. We were two gentle souls, Siobhan. She was a brat. Siobhan was a brat. Don't know her tell you she was a gentle soul, but we are. In fairness, as I said, I don't do harm to others. Yeah, that's it, Siobhan. It was really funny because today I had a day, and this is true, right? I went up to John's house. I was waiting for the man to fit the blinds. And it was the first time I had obviously there was no, well, Kerry came with me, but I dropped her to the Dart station, but there was no one there. I had time to just sit and think, not think, because I wasn't even heavy thinking, but I just time for myself. It was like, because obviously he has no house phone or even the internet, I don't even think, oh, I did connect to, but I wasn't on the internet. I actually didn't even turn on the telly. And I just sat and just relaxed and unwound, and I was reading a book or something, and I just sat in stillness for a while. And I think that's where it came from. It came from just being totally at peace within myself. I'd recentered myself, and it was like, okay, we've recentered ourselves. We're back sort of fairly in sync with ourselves, and I just needed to get rid of that little bit that was left. That's how it felt, because I was singing, and there was just tears rolling in my face, but I was singing and happy, and I was like, anyone looks at this car, they'll think I'm fucking crazy. Yeah. Yeah, mad souls. Yeah. So, I don't know. So, there's 9 people, it says on here, and there's only Siobhan and... Do you know what, Lisa? I will meet you. Oh yeah, Lisa, I will meet you in Florida somewhere. I have to rent a car. Can't find a car to rent. I don't know what you're doing with your rental cars. There's nothing to rent. Hayley can't fly out the day we've booked our flights. She has got a trial in the courthouse. The court, I think, are closing down for Christmas, and her class are doing a mock trial, and I think the judge is sitting in on it, or he's going to observe it or something. And it's the day we're meant to be flying away. So I was saying it to her. Or have I said it to her dad? I've said it to my mum anyway. And I was saying, look, even if she has to fly over, if I can rent a car, she can fly into any airport once I can drive to it. Like, but yeah, she can't come with us. A mock trial, I know. And Siobhan, I'm hoping, but I won't be here. But she'll have a few of them to do. She's already done the mock, like the pre-trial run, and she won her side won. But she loves it. She actually is coming into it. Like Hayley, I always thought was quite an introvert. She's standing up. She's cross-examining witnesses now. Okay, they're only a month or 2 into their course, but no bother to her. Like, I thought she'd really struggle with it, being an introvert. No, loves it and loves the whole law thing. Holy Jesus, I tell you. Yeah, she's just, Siobhan, if you, the difference, and even, this sounds really daft, right? If we'd ordered takeaway and the doorbell went, Hayley wouldn't answer the door. She hated interacting. And hated now. She goes over to the shop, she buys her stuff, she does this, she has to go to chemist, she has to do this, she has to do that. Her landlord called up to her today to give her a box to her key. Like, a repairman had to come. She'd open the door and let him in, and absolutely no problem. Like, really, really grown as a person. It's hard to explain, because when people hear her, they think she's quite extrovert. She isn't. She's quite an introvert. But like, you hear her and she's going, yeah, I'm actually having to go to Tesco's, or I have to do this, or I have to do that. But she would be very, she's really come out of her shell. But as I said, she wouldn't open the door. She would, if we were in a restaurant, she had to ask for something. No, I'm not doing that. Like, and now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, I'm going to do this. I'm like, it's like someone replaced her batteries, and all of a sudden she's up and running. Mom, I was going to say, I think Jason is flying over for Christmas. I'm not 100% sure, but if he is, he'll be coming out after us, so she can come up over with him. It's not going to be a problem. Yeah, she really has. I was so surprised, because as I said, ask her to ask for ketchup in a restaurant and she'd nearly pass. She'd rather pass out or lick the floor than ask. And now all of a sudden she's out and she's ordering this and ordering that, and she didn't like that salad, and I asked them to make it without this, and I'm going, excuse me? Like, 3 months ago you couldn't even ask for a sachet of ketchup in McDonald's, and now we're living our best lives. Like, very funny. Hayley will tell you she doesn't do people, but I think because she's been living on her own and been in college where she knew no one, she had two choices. She either made friends or didn't make friends. So Hayley is really coming into her own. Mind you, so is Kerry with this new job. So obviously, just it's the right environment that suits the right child, and they'll blossom. And that's 100% true for Kerry, especially because she was so, I don't want to say traumatized after the last place she was in, but she was on such a negative spiral after it. And now she's gone here. It's like 50, but that's the right environment for the right person. And she's thriving. She is absolutely thriving. Hayley was meant to go study English. She didn't get her English courses. She thought, that's it, I'm done. And now all of a sudden she's in law and the world's up, she's taken off. It's like, you know, but she does have a choice. That's it, Mom. She does have a choice. She could actually go and just talk to nobody in her class. She could be totally, or stick with one friend. But she's actually made a point of talking to everybody, of getting to know people, going out for drinks with people, going out for dinner with people. She's really putting the effort in and stepping out of her comfort zone. But she said it doesn't feel like she's stepping out of her comfort zone because it feels natural in that environment. So that's what I'm saying. It's the right environment for the right child. And sometimes it takes a while to get that to fit. And not everything. Kerry couldn't do the Letterkenny thing. Hayley could never do a nursing home thing. It's the right environment for the right person. Take a deep breath. She is a love muffin. She loves love. Kerry is a diehard romantic. She really is. Yeah. Kerry just loves. Kerry loves love. That's Kerry loves love. And Kerry is a hugger. She is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. She loves love. She loves the idea of love. She loves being loved and loves giving love. She, like, even every morning she comes down, same with Carl actually, he will be quite a hugger. Every morning he comes down, he hugs. Every time Kerry comes down, she hugs. They need that, where Hayley wouldn't hug you for a month of Sundays. Unless you're my mother, then she will hug the living daylight out of Hayley. It's two of them. Right, we're going to go. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes and my throat is going to die. I will not be able to talk for a week. Everyone loves Kerry. Everybody loves all my kids. They love me. Anyway, okie dokie, guys. We're going to go and we will talk to you same time next week. Seems to be working well. Snuggle butts. Have a good night. Lisa, it's 11 o'clock at night. We're all getting ready to go to bed. Everybody take care of yourselves and each other. Be good. Bye-bye. Oh, my nose.